question. First of all, can you just tell us a little bit about team news?
Yeah, team news for the weekend. So, Charlie Grant has picked up a bit of an injury. We won't see her this side of Christmas. We'll see her just after. Olga picked an injury up on international camp. We won't see Olga this side of Christmas. It's just a small injury. Katinka the same. She picked up an injury on international camp again. And we probably, it's up more than likely we won't see Katinka till after Christmas also.
And Elisa's got her mask off now, is she?
The mask will go on until Elisa feels obviously comfortable, but also until the medical team feel it's right that she's made the right recovery in terms of from the bang she took on the nose. So that's obviously just that we just assess as we go, and it's obviously Elisa has to feel comfortable going into games. But yeah, she's available for selection.
Brilliant. And with Villa, it feels like they're sort of on the same level as you. Would you agree?
Yeah, if you wanna have that opinion, Helen, 100%. Yeah, we're in a good position. They're in a good run of form. They've got a really good side, a good manager. They seem to have picked up some really good results. The performances have definitely matched that. And we know we have to, into any game we go into now, we have to be at our best.
The main thing I want to ask you about, though, is the excitement that you broke just after the last press conference about Signa Gauset. Because, well, first of all, why should Spurs fans be getting excited about her?
Yeah, Signa's a wonderful talent, a wonderful addition to this team. Someone I've obviously worked with previously, at Brann. And yeah, I feel she'll bring a lot of excitement. She'll bring a lot more depth to this team. She gives us a profile that we don't have within the squad. And I want to make sure that every player we have here is different in profile, different in quality. She's someone definitely we should be excited about because she's one of the biggest talents within Europe.
And how did you manage to persuade her to join Spurs?
I didn't. She chose Spurs. You might not believe me, but she made that decision and she believed in the project. And I was accustomed to a lot more than probably everyone else is with working with her at Brann, and now having the opportunity to bring her to Tottenham. She believed in the project we have here and what we're doing. She believed in the staffing and the team she has around her. And she made that decision, and she will tell you herself there was no pushing from me. It was, this is what we can do and this is where we can take you. And I think what shows her maturity is that she made the decision based on what was right for her career, not just based on me as a coach. And I think that's really important to make that clear, that she's not made the decision just because I'm here. She had a wonderful time at Brann when we worked together, but she needs to do what's right for her career, and she made the decision based on football, not just on me as a coach. And she will tell you that as soon as you get to meet her.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to it. The last question from me then about her is, she seems to play in slightly different positions for Norway. She's very adaptable. What would you say is her best position? Yeah,
probably inside the pitch in terms of as probably a 10 or probably long term. I said this to her before I was working here. She could probably be one of the best box-to-box midfielders, I believe, in world football. She has the capacity, she has the power and the engine to do that. She definitely has the technical ability. But she also is very adaptable and fluid, and she can play outside the pitch too. She's played off the left for Norway, which is a position they maybe see her, which she does well. So, but having that flexibility, Helen, enables us to be more unpredictable, but enables her game to be a lot more dynamic.
She does feel tailor-made for the WSL, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think maybe it's the right step for her now, and she feels that. She's had 5 years in Norway and 3 or 4 of them in Brann. She's done as much as she could, and I think what was important for Signa is that when you're in that league, you want to make sure that you can outgrow the team, you outgrow the league, and your performances and data allows you to do that. And I think the 25 season, she definitely done that. But even the season before that in Brann, she was very effective in the Champions League against some big teams in Lyon and Barcelona. So I think when you know you've done everything you can there, and she's gone out on a high, winning Player of the Year at the club, Player of the Season within the league, she's won the league. I think she knew that maybe it's the right step for her.
Thank you very much, and good luck at the weekend.
Cheers, Helen. Thank you.
Thanks, Helen. We'll go to Chris Cowling.
Hi, Martin.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Now, staying on the subject of signing Signa, now it must say a lot about the ambition of the football club. and you must feel very, very pleased early on in your Spurs career that you are getting this backing from her.
No, definitely. It shows definitely that we're a club that can compete for this type of player, because Signa's obviously a wonderful talent, but the opportunities she maybe also had were away from here also. But we were the team she chose, which we're very happy about. And yeah, the club, Vinay, the owners, the leadership group around me have supported and backed what we wanted to put in place moving forward. Knowing the areas we need to strengthen the squad. Yeah, and Signa's one of them. And yeah, I can't be any more thankful to the wider executive team for supporting the ambitions of the team.
Martin, what sort of game are you expecting on Sunday? And also, it's worth mentioning, you must be very happy with the last couple of games, the defensive displays, 2 clean sheets.
Yeah, I think we know the weekend. Natalia's team, in terms of very aggressive on the front foot, very resilient and defend really well when they're in their own half, but also very dynamic going forward. They're very aggressive with the ball. They play very aggressive in terms of going forward. They have a lot of good movement off the ball in the mid to attacking third, but build up very, very calmly within their own half. So we know we've got to make sure we defend the same way, and what we've got to find is a consistency, Chris, in the performances defensively, that we can suffer without the ball and be comfortable with doing that, but also we apply ourselves when we need to be more aggressive and front-footed, higher up the pitch. And the players have trained really well today, and they go into the game with a lot of confidence, especially defensively. But we definitely know we need to add more to our game going forward in that mid to attacking third, in terms of chance conversion, chance creation, and trying to make sure that we get on the end of some more goals in that part of the pitch.
Can I ask you about Summonen? Of course, it was announced today that she won the Finland Player of the Year award, so many congratulations to her. But in terms of leadership and what she offers on the pitch and off the pitch, can you give us a little bit more of an insight to her?
Yeah, and I'm delighted for Evelina. I think maybe a player that sometimes goes under the radar a little bit, but goes about her work very classy and with a lot of quality. And I think she's deserving of the award. From the moment I've worked with her now, since being at Tottenham, leadership is seen in different ways, Chris. And her leadership for me is done with the way she conducts herself and her behaviours on and off the pitch. They're very professional. Whether that's through gym, if that's through nutrition, if that's through physical or technical on the pitch. She goes about her work very quietly, but you can see the noise it makes definitely throughout the team. Evelina's there, the way she conducts herself, and she's a massive role model for a lot of our younger players, but not just the younger players, the players within the squad now. And I'm excited for Evelina moving forward, but I'm also excited for her to pick up that award, because she goes under the radar a lot, I believe.
Martin, lastly from me, a 2-part question on the League Cup draw. First of all, what do you make of the way that it was conducted? I understand that the WSL have apologised to Tottenham the way that it was conducted and the comments made during the draw, and also what do you make of facing Manchester United away in the quarterfinals? Yeah, and obviously this is probably the last time I want to speak about it. Was it professional? No. Was it unprofessional? Yes. And probably the last part I'll leave with it is players, staff, teams, managers, coaches. We all work very hard to get to those positions, and you would have thought that there was a bit more credibility within that cup competition to be done a bit more professional. That's probably the biggest thing I need to say. Anything else that happens with that comes down to club executive. They will deal with the things behind the scenes of what they want to put forward. But my team is to prepare the team for, as you said, Manchester United, which is, a club I was at before. I have a lot of respect for. We know it's going to be a tough tie, but they're the games we should want to be in. Because if you want to win the competition, you need to play against and beat the best. We're under no illusions it's going to be a tough game, but I have a lot of confidence within the group. Best of luck. Thanks, Martin.
Cheers, Chris.
Good. Sophie Downey.
Hi Martin, good to see you. I was just going to follow up on the question about defending just then, because no team has got more clean sheets in the league than you this season. So what do you think has been the key behind that kind of defensive structure that you've managed to develop? Because I know you like to play, possession-based football, you like to be on the front foot.
Yeah, I think that's probably where most people probably see the game, as you said, in terms of in possession and being a dynamic and fluid team. But I pride myself a lot on the kind of the arts of maybe defending, which have probably maybe got lost within all probably the fancy side of football at the moment, of being organised, being hard to break down, hard to beat. But having a resilience and a passion and desire for wanting to defend. And a lot of the credit goes to the playing group. They do a lot of work on the pitch, and you can only encourage it so much and give them the framework to do that. They have to find that kind of desire within to want to defend. And we do a lot of work 1v1 and in certain areas of the pitch. We do a lot of defending in and around our box because it's the closest part of the goal. So we just make sure that we give them the tools and confidence that when they're doing things well, we can show that as best practice. But a lot of it comes from the players. They train it hard, they work hard, they put themselves in front of balls, in front of goal that maybe some people wouldn't. So you have to give them plaudits for what they've done.
And I guess within that is the form of Claire Hunt, and she's been really impressive at the heart of that defence this season. But she had a bit of a tough start to the WSL. So just how has she settled in under you, and how have you seen her develop in the last 3 months?
Yeah, I think since I've come in, Claire's been brilliant. She's put her head down, she works hard, and yeah, her work ethic and commitment to doing things is second to none. You will never question that with Claire. She's evolved parts of her game that we needed to evolve. She's took the things on board we've asked her to do. She's now in a position where she's performing at a very good level. She's getting recognition domestically and internationally, which is important for her growth as a player and for us as a team. But yeah, she's been brilliant in that position, and I can't have asked any more of her. She's given me everything, and if you look at a lot of the moments in games, there's some big moments where she's putting her body on the line, she's getting in the way of some big shots, but also from a set play perspective, she's very good on winning first contact. Yeah, and her ground duels are getting better and better, and there's areas still for Claire to be so much better at. She's not very old, Claire. She's got a lot to learn still, and she's very open-minded and very big on education, and I want to make sure that we can help her reach new heights.
Brilliant, thank you. Good luck at weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sophie. Dan Pentland.
Hey Martin, hope you're well. Feels like Aston Villa away from home have probably had bigger and better results this season than what they've had at home so far. So I just wonder from an opposition coach if there's anything you've kind of identified within their style of play that kind of makes them a more dangerous kind of opposition going to your home stadium.
Yeah, I think in those games when you've seen them, maybe they played Arsenal, Manchester United, and they've had some big results in them games. And yeah, we're under no illusion. They're a wonderful team, and they have big attacking threats in the front line, but also in those wider areas. Very dynamic, very quick, but very skillful individuals, 1v1, and have a very creative and combative central midfield area, as well as a back line that's very robust. And we know we have to make sure that we're patient and we work hard with the ball, but we do a lot of the work. We've got to make sure we're ruthless when we get chances, because they don't concede many chances, and when they do give chances, we've got to make sure that we capitalise on them. And at the other end, making sure that we're aware of the threats that are going to come that way, because we know the speed of their front line is really quick. We know that in those wide areas, as I said, they deliver crosses from multiple parts of those positions out wide, and we have to make sure that we can defend the box properly.
We obviously met them in the League Cup early this season, goalless draw, went to penalties. You know, how much of a kind of indicator could that be in terms of how tight the game could be this weekend, and kind of what other learnings do you kind of take away from that game, because you know it was effectively two quite strong sides that played off against each other. Yeah, it was, and that showed obviously the importance of the competition in terms of both teams wanting to be successful with the sides we put out. But we can take parts from it. There's areas that we felt we needed to be better. We could have been better 100% with the ball. We wasn't as composed and we were a little bit rushed. But I thought a large part of the pressure we put on within the game was good. We just need to be a little bit more ruthless in the final third, and it's something we work on. We've been speaking about as that little bit of courage and bravery from the players when they're in there to take that shot or play that extra final pass and take that little bit of accountability. And yeah, in around the box, I felt we created chances in that game last time against them. We just didn't have that cutting edge in terms of to get in positions where we can actually work the goalkeeper a bit more. That's all from me, Martin. Best of luck.
Cheers, Dan. Thank you.
Okay, and we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody.